Hello, underachievers. It's very hot. I do not like it. Before we get into the video, I have to promote my tour. I'm touring the UK in September. Here are the dates. Buy tickets, because they're gonna sell out. But yeah, we're running real low on a lot of the tickets. So if you want to come see me in September, it'll be the best time ever. Come see me. I also have vinyls out. Look at the vinyls. They're really cool. I've linked some in the description below, but literally if you just Google Noahfinnce vinyl, you will find one that maybe is close to you that you can buy. There are 4 different variants. We got some cool different colors. So today I'm going to be reacting to pointlessly gendered things. And in celebration of the gendered things, I'm wearing a crop top. Did you know that? I'm not going to show you. I just like the color. But yeah, what's your favorite pointlessly gendered thing? Let me know in the comments. Mine is burping. I burped once in a video, and a TERF made a reaction to my video, and he said that I am trying to be a man, and it is very clear because I am burping, because I think burping makes me more of a man. Anyway, on to the pointlessly gendered things. Diego and me are having a discussion. Let's settle this once and for all, internet. Should men be allowed to wear shorts? Should men be allowed to wear shorts? I would say yes. Preferably the little ones. The short, little 5-inch inseam ones, the ones that show up your legs. I like those ones. This is insane. And I've heard of people thinking this, that men should not wear shorts because they're feminine. Because we should not be able to see anyone's leg unless it's a woman, so we can sexualize it. I only like leg when I sexualize it. I love how there's an option of only at the pool or beach. There's no other situation where men should be wearing shorts. Hey man, you live in Texas? Is it too hot? Well, too bad. No short for you, pussy. This is weird. And it definitely just comes from the fact that, you know, I think people think that women wear shorts and show leg to be sexualized because they think that's what women want. No. Should men wear shorts? Yes, if they want to. My dad's friend wears shorts in the snow, and he's still a man. Next pointlessly gendered thing. Here's a picture. So the guy on the left is labeled autistic, and the girl on the right is labeled highly sensitive person with BPD plus anxiety plus depression plus complex PTSD. If you didn't know this, women and girls have a harder time being diagnosed with autism because when they first started studying autism, they did all the studies on men. As women and men and girls and boys growing up in a society that treats them very differently, boys and girls are socialized differently, and their autistic traits will appear differently, they'll present differently. For example, a lot of girls with autism may be more sociable than boys with autism, and why is that? It's because we raise girls and tell them to be nice and kind and agreeable. But yeah, girls have a hard time getting diagnosed with autism. This is another pointlessly gendered thing. We've really managed to gender autism. Here's a tweet from Wolf Alex. Landlord and landlady are needlessly gendered words. Please be more inclusive by using land bastard instead. I agree. I also know what I also think. Words like waiter and waitress and actor and actress, I don't know how everybody feels about them. I think it's silly. I don't know why we felt the need to like separate those two things. Like, you're not an actor, you're an actress. You're not a waiter, you're a waitress. There's so many words in our language that are pointlessly gendered. And not just ours, French people, Spanish people. Why are they gender words? Why is French cake masculine? Why is un gâteau? Why is that for men? Can women not have cake? That was a joke about French and Spanish having gendered words. Ooh, so here's a nice hoodie. What color is that? Oh, it's the color of the non-binary pride flag? Jesus. I need to catch up on my pride flag colors. I do not know what half the pride flags are. But here is a the description of this hoodie is men's non-binary pride flag. This hoodie is for men. Do you see the issue with calling a hoodie that has the non-binary flag on for men? We get it. I also like that Amazon, like the titles of their products are like so long. Men's non-binary pride flag lightweight hooded hoodies, fashion long sleeve athletic sweatshirts with kangaroo pockets. Do you think the lesbian pride flag hoodie is for men? To be fair, that is how men view lesbians. They're like, for me? For me? Thing I legit just fudging heard at this coffee shop. And would you like your coffee iced or hot? Well, I'm not a lady, so hot, obviously. Ladies, you ever have a lukewarm drink and think, for me, but you have a hot one and you think, it's hairy and sweaty and gross and produces semen. I don't know where I was going with that. Is iced coffee for ladies and women because it's cold? How does that make sense? I've heard someone on Twitter say that like strawberries are like a womanly thing. Like, why is a man eating berries? Berries are for ladies. To be fair, in terms of murder, women are more likely to choose non-violent forms of murder, such as feeding someone poison, whereas men are more pew pew. To be fair, I've never had an iced coffee, and maybe that's why I am trans. They should have diluted my mother's womb with iced coffee. Next pointlessly gendered things is golf balls. These yellow golf balls are long, and these pink ones are for women. The two genders, long and women. I am neither. Oh my god, am I non-binary? But yeah, there's no reason why we would gender these golf balls. Actually, maybe is it the kind of thing where like women's golf balls are smaller? Because in some sports, the women's balls are smaller. Most of the time, women have smaller balls than men do. That was a testicle joke. Do they have pink men's golf balls? If I played golf, I'd want the pink balls. Really getting that transition-related regret right now. Next pointlessly gendered thing is, what is it? This is chafing cream? Oh my god. So the pink one, obviously for women, says Body Glide for her, anti-chafe and moisturizing balm. Where in the same place on the balm for the men, it says Body Glide Body, the original anti-chafe balm. Do men not moisturize? Should men not moisturize? Should we tell men to stop moisturizing? Should I stop? Right, so on the women's, it says clean ingredients. That's good, because women value cleanliness and hygiene, which I would agree. I think men have worse hygiene. In America, they just chop off the tip of your because they're worried that you're not going to wash the tip of your There's no reason to do that. You could just use soap. And on the women's, it says clean ingredients. On the men, it says injury prevention, because men are more prone to ingredients when they're out in the field playing rugby and hockey and football and beating each other up and jumping off cliffs. Maybe if I was wearing this anti-chafe balm, I would not have broken my rib. So on the women, it also says ideal for bust line and thighs. On the men's, in the exact same place, it says easy to apply. Men are stupid, clearly. On the women's, it says long-lasting. On the men's, it says long-lasting. Does it really need to say that on the men's? Because they're usually the ones that struggle to last long, So how come the men's Body Glide stops chafing raw skin irritation, but the women's only stops chafing? Male privilege. Next, we have Girl Power Granola. Granola with girl power in it. It's gluten-free, soy-free. That's weird, because I thought soy turned you into a girl. Colorant-free, milk-free, no added sugar, and vegan. You could have just put vegan, and that would include the milk-free, whatever. I don't know how to feel about that. Girl Power Granola. You know what? When I was in America, I saw a box that said, the brand was Skinny Girl. I don't remember what it was, but it was a product of food that said Skinny Girl on it. I don't like that. Girl Power Granola, I prefer. I would... do they make granola for boys? What would it be called? Guy granola. Not gay granola! Next pointlessly gendered thing is foot insoles. The descriptions of the insoles are the exact same, but what I will say is I went to the chiropractor and I have a f***ed up body, I need insoles, and my chiropractor was just like, hey, look, you know, we've talked about you being trans. I'm gonna recommend you some insoles. Do you think you have women's feet? And I was like, you know what? I'm the same size shoe as my mum, with the same size shoe. So I'm just gonna get the women's insoles. I got them. And they didn't fit, because my feet are so manly. But yeah, I wear men's insoles. Maybe this is one of the things that kind of makes sense to be gendered. There's no reason for it to be like pink and blue. But women and men tend to have different size feet. So, you know, men's are usually bigger, usually shaped a bit different. They've got disgustingly thick foot skin. They get rashes and they sweat. I'm exaggerating. But yeah, maybe this one's not as pointless. Next pointlessly gendered thing is this Bic pen, because pink and purple pen. It's Easy Glide Bic for her. And here's a review we've got. My husband has never allowed me to write, as he doesn't want me touching men's pens. I mean, if you're in a monogamous relationship, I guess that makes sense. However, when I saw this product, I decided to buy it. Using my pocket money. I love this. I love her. I love you. And so far, it's been fabulous. Once I had learnt to write, the feminine color and the grip size, which was more suited to my delicate little hands. I got them. I got delicate. I don't. They're huge. Has enabled me to vent thoughts about new recipe ideas, sewing, and gardening. My husband is less pleased with this product, as he believes it would lead to more independence, and he hates the feminine tingling sensation, along with the visions of fairies and rainbows he gets whenever he picks it up. I like that. Good job. Next is Jenga Girl Talk Edition. Right, so what are the questions? So, if you had one wish, what would you wish for? Classic girl line. Classic girl question. Name someone you have a crush on right now. You know, boys don't get crushes. What is your favorite website? Yeah, I'm glad little boys don't have girl Jenga. They would be inappropriate with that one. So this is the back of someone's truck, and it's got a Palestine flag and a sign that says, "Silly boys, trucks are for queers." I love that. I really love that. I love that so much. I really enjoy it. Is this ironic? I hope it's ironic. I think it's ironic. If it's ironic, I love it. If it's not, I don't. Dexter for a girl. I know that within this generation, the name Dexter will long be associated with the unconventionally appealing serial killer. My question, however, is whether or not the name could work for a girl. Would this help remove the name from the association? Sorry, you think naming your daughter Dexter is single-handedly gonna change the world. Like, people are not gonna associate that with a violent killer baby. Your power. I can't help but think that the name could almost become unisex. A little girl called Dex would be cute. That is adorable. I do like the name Dex. And somebody responded, I'm not trying to be rude, but seriously? Girls already have so many great names. Why do people have to steal boys' names too? It is so hard to find a good boy's name nowadays, and to top it off, many of the good ones are now associated with girls. Please, I'm begging you, just leave Dex to the boys. Can men not have one thing? Can boys just not have one thing? This is insane. You're insane. There are so many people on the internet that get insanely angry about really stupid things. So, this is some sweets. Some candy. There are different mixes for girls and boys, apparently. The girls' ones, surprise, surprise, are pink, whereas the boys' ones are blue. But do they have the same sweets? They don't. Oh, okay, so the girls' sweets, is that a candy necklace? A candy bracelet? That's dumb. The boys don't get the good flavors. Pink is usually a good flavor. That's really sad. And then the last one, a boy's Bible, and then a Bible for teen girls. Not just girls, just teen girls. God was like, you know who doesn't read enough of the Bible? Teen girls. He's probably right. But the girl Bible says, growing in faith, hope, love, with daily readings from women. Cool. I mean, there's a lot in the Bible that I don't think boys or girls should be reading. Apparently, I've got another one. Happy ears, earplugs, because girls snore too. So, if she snores, sleep better with happy ears. The original reusable earplug designed and made in, I don't know where it is. Where do girls shop? Where do girls go? Where do girls live? Designed and made in Build-A-Bear Workshop. Yeah, girls do snore. That's true. Silly product. Silly. Anyway, yeah, that was the end of the video. Have a good day, don't. See you later, losers. Goodbye. Oh, can you see it? Oh!